nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. This also goes for every Trinbagonian who going to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something.
Welcome to the Hub. Again, we have a unique moment in time to deliberate, to talk, to reason. And I think what is important now more than ever before is for us to reason together. We can have disagreements. We can have areas that we don't see eye to eye on. But at the end of the day, if we reason together, we may learn in the process. We may understand why that person does not agree with me and why they agree with me on this other matter or project or program. Maybe you have any conversation around that. So we have to be able, as Grenadians, as a people, to reason things out. I want to encourage those who are viewing me on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. You may underestimate your role in this program reaching more people and bringing the message to more people when you simply share the program on your Facebook page or any other social media platform that you live in or exist in. I want to start off tonight again with some positive news because I believe positivity is the way to go. Whenever positive energy enters a room or space, negativity flees. Negativity disappears. So I want you to be positive about Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, about the future of this place we call home. So I want to start off with this piece, and I want to give the Honorable Kireen James some thumbs up for engaging with partners and pushing solar energy as an alternative. And now we have a number of people receiving training in solar energy at NULO, which is great. So again, thumbs up the Honorable Kireen James.
Energy sector in Grenada is set to benefit from an international training course on solar energy application for Grenada, officially launched on Monday at the New Life organization, NULO. The specialized course is funded by the People's Republic of China in collaboration with NULO and aims to equip participants with technical knowledge and practical skills in solar energy systems and applications. Honorable Kireen James, Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy and Parliamentary Representative for St. John expressed her satisfaction with the swift progress made between the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding and the commencement of the training. Minister James welcomed the continued partnership between Grenada and the People's Republic of China, describing China as a steadfast ally in Grenada's pursuit to resilience and modernization. She added that the training will contribute significantly to advancing Grenada's renewable energy revolution.
You are the future leaders of Grenada's renewable energy revolution. The knowledge and skills you acquire here will light homes, it will empower communities, and it will build a more climate resilient Grenada. So each solar panel that you would perhaps maybe are installing in your line of work, each system that you will be maintaining, and each project that you will be completing by your hands will contribute to the nation's goal of achieving energy independence, lowering emissions, and expanding opportunity. And so, as Minister for Renewable Energy, I see this program as an investment not only in clean technology, but in Grenadian talent. And I am proud that through collaboration with partners like the Gansu Institute and the People's Republic of China, we are expanding the boundaries of what is possible for small island states like ours.
China's ambassador to Grenada, His Excellency Yang Shu, emphasized the importance of renewable energy to sustainable development, noting that energy is the cornerstone of national progress. He highlighted China's advancements in green power technologies, which have helped reduce production costs and foster economic growth.
China has rich practical experience in the field of solar energy technology, with Gansu province playing a leading role. It is a key area for the development of new energy in China and known as the heart of green electricity. The holding of this training course is a vivid extension of the clean energy cooperation between China and Grenada. This training course integrates international cutting-edge technical standards with local needs, striving to achieve a deep integration of theory and practice.
Sister Margaret Yamoa, director of NULO, noted that Grenada faces a critical skills gap in the renewable energy sector. She said the training initiative will help bridge that gap, empowering Grenadians to take on high-level roles and meet emerging market needs in the energy industry.
The high-level expertise that projects and programs require, we don't always have them. And so making such programs available helps us to be able to close that gap. It also helps in improving efficiency in the workplace. Some of the participants who are here, you have been in your industry for a while. Knowledge is not static. Knowledge grows. It changes. And seeking further professional development is the only way you can stay on top of your game. Facilitating knowledge and talent exchange. It also helps to create a more responsive workforce. That is one of our challenges in Grenada. We are not ever ready to respond to the need when it comes. Most of the time, we plan, and by the time we are ready to execute, the need is already 10 years old. And so we are not responsive to the needs of the workforce. And of course, it will also help to promote economic and social development.
Speaking on behalf of the trainees, Jason Gittins expressed gratitude for the opportunity and enthusiasm for the knowledge they will gain to better contribute to Grenada's growing energy sector.
Solar energy has the potential to transform our communities by providing affordable and renewable power. As participants in this training, we are taking an important step towards understanding the technology advancements, best practices, and practical applications of solar energy. We are eager to absorb the knowledge shared during this program, exchange ideas with fellow participants, and explore how we can implement solar solutions in our respective fields. Together, we can contribute to a greener and more sustainable future.
Yes, so that's really good because that's the direction the world is going. Solar, solar energy. And this group of trainees getting that opportunity to train, to know more about solar energy and how to install that, how to fix that, how to get that going. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. And a friend told me about 2 weeks ago who want to take the many opportunities that are available and becoming available. That's up to them. But this government is serious about creating opportunities for our people. So please take the opportunities, grab it, embrace it, because opportunities don't always come by. So when it comes, take it. This government is giving a lot of people in this country, women, young men, those who are just looking for betterment, those who already doing something, small business owners, medium-sized business owners, and we can go on and on. They're creating opportunities for you. Take it, make the best out of it. So kudos to the Honorable Kieran James. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. We're continuing.
And through the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, is actively coordinating the return of Grenadian students to continue their studies in Jamaica. This effort follows the students' precautionary repatriation ahead of Hurricane Melissa. The government is in direct communication with the leadership of the relevant Jamaican institutions to assess campus readiness and ensure conditions are safe for the students' return. Once it is confirmed that the institutions are fully prepared to welcome the students, the government will facilitate the necessary travel arrangements. Affected students are kindly requested to contact the Human Resource Development Division at the Ministry of Education to ensure their information is current and to receive further guidance. The government and people of Grenada extend their continued solidarity to the government and people of Jamaica as they recover from the impact of Hurricane Melissa.
Right, so that's good. Remember, the government chartered a flight and took out many of our Grenadian students from Jamaica before Hurricane Melissa impacted Jamaica. So now they're trying their utmost to get them back to Jamaica once the condition is right. And, once the universities are functioning and, things are back to where it ought to be. It may not be back to where it was before Hurricane Melissa, but at least once it's livable and, the condition is fitting, then they can go back. So the government is mobilizing, organizing to get them back to Jamaica. All the necessary arrangements, the flights, the paying of this and paying of that, to get them back to Jamaica so that they can pursue their studies. And that is good. I love the way how the government is functioning and operating. It is a people-centered government with a difference. They are focused, eagle focused on the people, on the young, on the not so young, on the elderly, on the not so old. They are focused on them, bringing betterment to them. So this is great. And the students, they must be happy with that news. All right, Karaku.
60 Agri Business entrepreneurs on mainland Grenada are currently undergoing assessment and certification with the National Training Agency under the Youth in Agriculture program spearheaded by the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry. The program, which was launched in February 2023, cements government's commitment to broadening youth engagement in agriculture, thereby reinforcing focus on food security tied with the strategic goal of safeguarding the development of the agriculture sector. With the initial batch of entrepreneurs well on their way to completing business plans for grant funding, the Youth in Agriculture program is now shifting gears to the Sister Isles.
Presently, we are making preparations to go to Carriacou. The project caters for Carriacou and PT Martinique as well. We had our consultation with the young persons in Carriacou, and we are going up to have what we call an orientation. This would be on the 5th of November, 10 a.m. at the Mermaid Conference Room. The purpose of the orientation is to meet with the young persons within the different categories and to basically share the training plan for the implementation of the agriculture entrepreneurship training within the project.
The Youth in Agriculture program is rolled out in partnership with the National Training Agency, the Grenada Industrial Development Corporation, and the Grenada Development Bank. Ms. Lewis also provided an update on those currently engaged under the program.
The final step would be the accessing of the finance within the project, so they would have access to loans and grants within the project. So the project is ongoing. The support we are getting, the young people are very enthusiastic about the project, and the project also gives them opportunity when it arises within the Ministry of Agriculture to build themselves. We have persons who went to China. We have persons who we have one young man who sits on the CARICOM advisory body. So the project is not only about the implementation, but we are building and we are holding the hands of our young persons so that they would continue to contribute to the agriculture sector.
Phase 2 on the Sister Isles would move the program closer to its intended target of engaging approximately 100 youths nationwide.
So far, we have 30 persons who have been registered and who met the criteria to be a part of the training. So with that said, it would bring us back to our target that we have initially set out to do. So we are looking for the successful implementation of the Youth in Agriculture Entrepreneurship Training in Carriacou and PT Martinique.
Extension officers attached to the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, who on a daily basis interact with established farmers, also benefit from capacity building training exercises under the Youth in Agriculture program. Betty and Lazarus, Communications Coordinator, Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry.
Right, so that's good news there. So I thought it was the piece for Carriacou, but again, it's an update on youth in agriculture, and they went to Carriacou.
The 60 agribusiness entrepreneurs on mainland Grenada are currently undergoing assessment and certification with the National Training Agency.
Right, so that's 60. So that's not the piece, right? So that's 60, and then in Carriacou, they were able to get, let me see here.
The 60 agribusiness entrepreneurs on mainland Grenada
seem to be the same thing, but in Carriacou, I think it's about 30 or so of them. So they're almost to the 100 target. They're almost to the 100 target. And that's good. Training, giving them financial support, holding their hands, mentoring them, making sure that they can start their own little business, their own agro business. That's good. I love that. I really do. That's positive news for the young people. A young person asked our beloved Prime Minister a question.
What's your name?
My name is Eden Bailey.
All right. Well, Eden, ask your Prime Minister your question.
Minister, my question is, what can you do to help the children that are not improving in maths and language, if you could help them, please, and to get them to make them improve.
Well, thank you very much for the question. And the Ministry of Education is committed to doing everything we can to make sure that we are more effective at the language, math challenges that we face in our schools. And since it's a primary school student asking, I think it's important for us to emphasize that really, when our students exit primary school, they should be proficient in math and communication or language. So one of the things we are implementing is to ensure that we have specialist math teachers at the primary schools. Unfortunately, we inherited a system where we allowed teachers who themselves did not pass math to be teaching math. That's a recipe for failure. And that simply cannot continue. So we've already begun to implement that. We need to make sure that the teachers who are best able to teach math do so. And whether that means, in a sense, having a roving or itinerant methodology where the teachers actually go from different schools to deliver the math lessons, we think that is critical. The Ministry of Education has also begun extensive training of teachers in ensuring that the methodology for delivering math lessons, the math plans, are better structured and that we are able to better deliver this. I can even indicate that I am working with a Grenadian who's returned from the diaspora who's established a math lab. As recently as last week, the principals of St. David's Catholic Secondary School and Westall Secondary School met with him, and starting tomorrow, he will be delivering extra training lessons for the teachers of those two secondary schools in St. David's to make sure that we can better equip the teachers and the students with the necessary skills that are required to ensure that they understand the math concepts better and are able to do better at math. We want to improve certainly the pass rates in math in particular, because it really is abysmal. There's no other way to look at it. I think we see it as a national emergency and frankly a regional emergency, because what's happening in Grenada is reflective of what's happening in the region. And the same for language. We have to make sure that the teachers who are best able to teach language are at the primary schools. If they're not, because that's the foundational level, it makes no sense having them in the secondary schools, because then all they will be engaging in is remedial work. I also want to single out a private partner that has really helped with the building and establishment of libraries in many of our primary schools. And they have done a significant job. Grenada Schools Inc. and the Rooms to Go partnership that has built several libraries throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, including in St. David, where we can allow our primary school students and teachers to be able to have access to not just literature, but literature actually produced by Grenadian authors and illustrated by Grenadian illustrators. That has made a significant difference, and we hope that they will continue partnering with us. I think their goal ultimately is to make sure that all of our primary schools are equipped with libraries and that Grenada becomes the most literate country in the world. So I want to thank them for the partnership that we've had over the several years. So I hope to the student who asked the question that with some of those measures we can begin to truly improve the quality of our math and language scores, but also the confidence of our students that they can perform well in these two subject areas.
Yes, so that was a very good question by that student, and she attends a primary school. It says a lot. We're moving forward. In fact, today, while on the project, a gentleman who was passing by said to me, Kemboy, I happened to listen to DMs with PM, and he heard, the students. It's about twice or three times they interviewed students and asked them to, take the mic, ask your question or questions. And he said to me, the students singing better than them NNP supporters. They asking better questions. They more positive and more focused. They sound more intelligent. They're forward thinking. They're more patriotic than those NNP supporters. And I thought about that and I said, but wait, that's true. These students, they are brilliant. And it says that Grenada's future is bright. Young people are engaged. And our beloved Prime Minister is listening. We have not seen that before, where a sitting Prime Minister has a podcast and taking questions from the public, live or pre-recorded. So you have the live calls, you can actually call into that program, and you have the pre-recorded questions where they go on the streets and or schools or wherever, and they ask them to ask your question to the Prime Minister. This is the first time we have seen that every Tuesday from 6 in the PM to 7. This is good. This is wonderful. And what I love about the podcast, when someone calls in and maybe make a request, maybe they would make a request. All right, so the person calls in, makes a request. If it is possible, what would happen? Our beloved Prime Minister would contact the relevant body or authority to fix or correct that or make it right, which is fantastic. We've seen it with the road in Google Bailey Hill, some kind of hill in St. Mark, a cow hill, or whatever the name. And we have seen it in Corinth, where they complain about, so the road in that thing is Cow Hill or Google Bailey, one of them, Cow Hill, I think. They completed that road or is completing the road. Then the Corinth issue with the cement falling on the road. And then you have this hump, roughness on the road. They remove that. So it's good. It's not just a talk show. It's a podcast where he listens to the people and he tries to assist. He tries to answer the request to call. All right? So that's good. Kudos. We have not seen that in a very, very long time in Grenada. And I don't know if there was ever a time where our Prime Minister or any Prime Minister would have a podcast or a program taking in live calls like this every Tuesday and listening to our constituents or listening to our people. I want to see this. I listened to the news, I think it was GBN, and in that newscast, you have workers of the Grenada Ports Authority. I think it's about 100 of them who signed a petition calling for the removal of the chairman of the board of directors of the Grenada Ports Authority. And I laughed because if such a precedence is set, it would signal a dangerous trend in this country where employees who are not management, it's not the general manager of the Grenada Ports Authority, they're calling for the removal of the chairman of the Grenada Ports Authority. So you have the board of directors, and in there you have the chairman. So you may have 7 or 9 board of directors. Then you have the manager, the general manager of the port. And then you have senior management, and then you have workers. But they are calling for the removal of the chairman. This is a dangerous precedence. And Andrew Lewis, in my view, is someone who dislikes what this government is achieving and doing in this country. He misses going in the streets and marching and demonstrating. It feels that way to me. They're so accustomed under the NNP to march and strike and protest and demonstrate. And that is why I applaud the NDC administration for not bowing to pressure on the airport at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, where G Tao wanted to be the bargaining agent or the union at the airport. Just think for a moment what they could do, because you realize these guys are striking without going through the different processes. They're not going to arbitration, they're not going to mediation, they're not going to the labor commissioner, they're not going to the minister of labor, they're not doing those things. Well, so it seems they just strike, and they're choosing around this time. Christmas is just around the corner. So the intention is to hurt the public, in my belief, and to hurt small, medium-sized, and large businesses. It seemed to be deliberate. It seemed to be intentional. And to also hurt Grenada's economy. So there is a unpatriotic aspect to the actions. And it's very clear that ordinary people reckon that this action is intentional, meant to hurt Grenada's economy, meant to hurt small and medium-sized businesses and large businesses too, meant to hurt the government, but they are not achieving those objectives. They are not. But when workers could sign a petition calling for the chairman of a board to be removed, and the chairman is over them by three or four tiers, it says a lot. And it will be a bad precedent to be set, because it means that other workers, let's say at Nawasa, at Grenlec, at the Grenada Development Bank, at GIDC, at any statutory body in this country, at Gravel and Concrete, any statutory body, they can get 100 people to sign a petition and call for the removal of the chairman of the board or any director of that board. But I am extremely, extremely happy that those in authority already identify Andrew Lewis as a troublemaker. He loves, in my belief, instability. He loves to be out there causing that kind of disruptions. But the guy is lonely. He's alone because the majority of Grenadians have their barrels, have their stuff to clear at the airport. And they would not get any sympathy or any support from our Grenadian people. No, because their intentions are very clear. They're not genuine in terms of striking without going through all the different processes around this time. What you hoping to achieve? What? We are not saying that you don't have genuine issues that must be settled or agreements that were breached and all of these things. We are not saying that. And we expect you to stand up for that, but to strike as the first thing? What is this? This is not a banana republic. It is not. But you see, there is a level of anger from that union. They did not get the chance to represent the workers of the Grenada Airports Authority. They did not get the chance to do so. The Minister of Labor turned that down, rejected that. And that's wonderful. That's the best thing they could have done. Because it is in our national security interest not to have TAU or GTAU as the union representing the Grenada Airports Authority. So it is a good move based on what we're seeing now. So our beloved Prime Minister will meet with the workers on Friday, tomorrow, sometime after 2, to listen to them and to iron out all of these things, right? That's the way to go. That's the way to go. I hope Andrew Lewis is not there. They should not allow him in that meeting because the guy is not genuine. Also, on the heels of all of this stupidness, because you know he's good friends with Peter David, this guy. Peter David is about to launch his party or posy or the thing that they normally pee in or mess in, overnight. He's about to launch that. And there seemed to be a correlation that is showing its ugly face. But let's see. It may not be true. It may not be so. But people are concerned. People are concerned. So we have to remain focused and understand not all that glitters is gold. And not all skin teeth means that they're with you or they're on your side. We have to remain focused. So again, I am saying to workers, you have to be responsible. We saw what that same union did to the Liat workers. That same union. If you go and you speak to the former Liat workers, they will give you stories upon stories, and they have not received their little kakada as yet. They have not been compensated. Many of them had to find other work elsewhere. So they could give you bad advice too. All right? And that union was involved, as far as I know, and I think they were responsible for the workers. All right? Stand to be corrected, but I believe that was the same union that was involved with the Liat workers. And I'm not accusing the union of anything here, but I'm simply saying the workers are still fighting for what is rightfully theirs. Many of them lost their jobs. We know what happened to Liat. All right. And then, if you remember, the SGU workers who refuse to be vaccinated, this same union represented them. What should I say represented them? Well, quote unquote, represented them. And we saw what happened to the majority of them. Then you look at the breweries workers, and we saw what happened to the majority of these workers. They lost money, salary, they were not compensated. The union, in many of these cases, the union don't have any, pool of money that they can help these people during their time. I just forget what name it's called. If it's union funds or whatever they call it, to help these workers to stay afloat. So while they're striking, they're not earning anything. And they decide they're not paying them. And many of them, they lost income. So it is clear, like crystal, that the intentions of the union and Andrew Lewis is not grounded in sincerity. It's not grounded in genuineness, in my belief. And the guy is lonely. Holistically is lonely. And I know what I'm talking about. So with his loneliness, he wants to belong. He wants to feel that he is relevant. But gone are the days of all this strike industrial nonsense. You have a government that's pro-worker, a government who is for the working man and the working woman. And they have demonstrated that. It's not Kem Jones just saying that. There is evidence to prove that this administration is more pro-worker than the previous one. So you can sit and discuss these things before going to strike. You can engage the government. You have an ally in this government. You can engage them instead of doing all of these things. Look, now you have to come back and sit with the Prime Minister. Come on. Come on. So the couple days you didn't work, so you go on the job and you decide you're not working. You're not doing anything. But because you're on the job, you believe that you should be paid because you're on the job. It's amazing. But you're on the job and you're not doing anything. You're not working. You're not taking lawful instructions from your supervisors. None. So, folks, I am saying, gone are the days of all this protest and demonstration and all this TTV. And I have said in the past, any day some of these people decide to go on the streets, we will organize a counter protest. We will mobilize busloads of people and organize a counter protest, the very place that they intend to protest. So they need to be forewarned. And we are not backing down on that. We're not reneging on that decision. Any day, this union in particular, or other unions, unless it's justifiable. For example, when teachers came out expressing concern regarding the late payments for 30 or so teachers, I supported them, and I supported the president of that union because it's justifiable. His position and the union's position. You see? And there are other situations where I support the unions once it's justifiable. But something like that, you have gripes, you have issues. You have a government that is your partner, a government who has done more for workers than any other administration in this country. You can sit with this government and reason this thing out and run into shut down the port and all kind of stupidness. And when you do these things, you're affecting workers who depend on the port to survive. You're affecting businesses who are depending on supplies coming in. And around this time, the busiest time of the year for businesses, and you believe you can beat your chest like King Kong, you believe that you're right, you believe that by doing this, it makes you feel great. You're silly. You're small. You're small all over. And it says a lot about you. But I always say, there are some people who love to be treated badly for them to believe that you love them. There are some people like that. So these union leaders, some of them, they love to be out there protesting. They love to be out there demonstrating. They love to be marching in the sun and in the rain. They love a fight. They love a back and forth, a bacchanal. They love to be in the news. They love to be playing with workers. They love that. But the minute time this government came in, they started treating workers fairly, treating the unions with respect, doing what must be done for the workers. They don't like this niceness and this goodness. They don't. It's too good for them. That's a problem. That's a serious, serious problem, if you ask me. But there are people like that who don't like goodness, who don't like good things. I'm telling you. It's like you taking a person and bring them in a restaurant for the first time. They don't know how to use knife and fork. They don't know about a nice steak or something like that. And they want chicken and chips. And when you serve them the chicken and chips, they take their hands and they start eating it. So these folks are not accustomed to a government who will treat them well, who would show appreciation to them deeply, right? They're not accustomed to that. And that's the problem. Stop. Right? That's the problem. So I am saying it is clear to me that the government has always been a genuine partner and they have lived up to that. But I am urging those unions, you see, don't take kindness for weakness. Don't take goodness for weakness. Because ultimately, it will backfire on you. Because you realize this union in particular not getting public sympathy. No, the public is enraged. The public is upset with the bad conduct of this union. But again, we have to remain focused and keep our eyes on the prize, knowing what this government did for workers. When this government came in, 500 plus public servants who retired some 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, they didn't get upon retirement their gratuity or their pension. Some of them had to go back and work cleaning homes, being geriatric caregivers, or work security and that kind of stuff. It was tough for a lot of them. But this government came in and they just paid $75.1 million. $75.1 million. Just like that. To 500 plus workers who worked to serve this country for many, many, many years. So I am saying this was a clear demonstration that this government is on your side as workers. The teachers, their salaries were docked by the previous administration. Their monies were taken from their salaries for protesting or marching or demonstrating. The NDC first olive branch was that of paying the dock salaries back to the teachers and the public officers. The regularization process of public officers. That was not happening on the NNP. The workers were acting as though they were in Hollywood. The NDC started the process of regularizing workers, giving them a security of tenure so that they can go to the credit union, go to the bank, take a loan, build themselves and their family. Then we have the establishment of that new pension for workers who are not permanent, who are on contract or acting in certain position without any letter or anything of that sort. Unestablished workers, 4,000 plus. The government decided we're not going to see these people retire without a pension and go home back into poverty and ultimately having to beg or depend on government for relief assistance and so. And they decided to put in place a pension plan for them. Come on, workers. Workers didn't have to demonstrate and protest for that 13% increase over a 3-year period, 4%, 4%, and 5% increase. No, they gave them with all the fringe benefits and perks and everything that came with it. Just think about it for a moment, people. This government is pro-worker, for workers, in support of workers. Stop it. For workers, right? And it is clear. It is clear like crystal. Workers are happier under this government. The NDC came into power and the ministerial complex was in a mess. People were getting sick. The carpets, the rug or whatever they call it, terrible. The AC was off for a long time, right? The government fixed the AC, costing them a lot of money. Remove the carpets, tile the place. You know, the elevator was a problem. It was a chaos there, mess, a wreck. But what the government did, the government fixed it for these workers. So the record will show that we have a government who cares about workers and who have demonstrated concretely that the workers will be better off under this administration. Because we have seen it over and over again. So I am saying, without hesitation, without ambiguity, with a clear mind, this government cares about workers, and the unions must appreciate that. the union's arrogance is causing the public to become more unhappy with them. Folks, don't forget, on the 23rd of this month, the NDC will be having the General Council and rally at SAS, General Council at SAS School and the St. Andrew Anglican Secondary School. And right there, adjacent to the school, the playing field, the rally will be 5 p.m. It starts at 5 p.m. Mobilize, organize, and be a part of that. I will be there. All right. I also want to promote, all right, let me see. All right. Friday, November, that gone already. 8. Right, so number of ads, hold on, Zozo. So, number of ads there. Barbecue luncheon. So that's the Crowshoe and Surrounding Community Development Group. They're having a barbecue luncheon on Saturday, the 15th of November. Location, the Crowshoe Multipurpose Center, starting at 12 in the PM. So if you in that area, you're passing that area, stop and give them some support. The Vincent's community or the Vincent's Development Group, they're having a whole heap of thing on the 15th, right? On the 15th, come on. On the 15th of this month, Saturday the 15th, health fair, farmers market, clothes on sale, flea market, breakfast, lunch. I mean, it's a whole pile of stuff. All right. So quite a bit on sale. So they're inviting you to come out and be a part of that. Then you have the folks in, it's a lot of ads. Right. So First Choice Junior School, they're having from what? Hi. That's your school? Yeah, that's my school. Right. So you say, Daddy, don't say that. It's your school. All right. So they're having, let me get it. The weight was theme or African heritage on the 15th of November, that's Saturday coming, at the school grounds from 6 a.m. with breakfast, lunch, dinner on sale. Come and enjoy traditional eats and drinks, games, music, dance, fashion show, photo booth, and many more. All right? So go out there and support them. The Grenada High Commission in Canada cordially invites you to a Grenadian diaspora meet and greet in Montreal, Saturday the 15th. That's Saturday the 15th at Sophia Reception Hall, 420 Avenue Lafayette, La Salle, Quebec H8R 3H6 from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. featuring the Honorable Joseph Andel, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade, Expo Development of Grenada, and His Excellency Sylvester Qualis, High Commissioner for Grenada to Canada. All right. Somebody sent me something again. There's some other stuff to promote there. I saw it earlier. All right. Okay.
You know what school?
Yeah. So the others I'll promote tomorrow. All right. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Take good care. Have a wonderful night. I'll be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8 in the a.m. You want to say bye? Come say bye. Say bye. Go ahead. Say bye.
Bye, chicken.
Stop it.
Ooh.
You hear me?
Bye.
Stop it. Just say bye and say good night.
Good night.
All right. Put up your head. Put up your head. Say good night.
Bye.
All right. Good. I don't know where you learned that chicken thing from. All right, so folks, take a care.